Hey everybody, this is Manish, and I'm here today with Noah Kagan. Noah is a good friend of mine from California. He is a really smart guy. I remember the first time I met Noah was at a conference that he was throwing, and he looked at me and he said, "Get out of the room. Don't come in yet," is what he said. But ever since then, it's been a very amicable relationship. Noah's a funny guy. I love this kid. And I'm excited because he runs a website called Appsumo, which probably a lot of you have been seeing a lot of his Facebook ads on the right side of your Facebook pages because because they're everywhere. Yeah, that's the right way, Noah. That way. And so I wanted to talk to Noah today a little bit about his business, about Appsumo. Noah, can you just give me a rundown, like a background, like who are you?
Yeah, I'll give there's two kinds. There's kinds that depends on how good you want to sound, and there's kinds you use at a bar. Um, it's like you're trying to meet somebody, like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. No, so I started off at Intel, went to Facebook, worked at Mint. I was one of the early employees of both those companies. I left to kind of pursue my own dream. That was the goal. I wanted to go work on the beaches of Thailand, so I started a Facebook game company at night while I was at Mint. It grew to like $40,000-$50,000 a month in profit. We hired a team, raised a little money. It kind of burned out. Did social game payments, made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. The camera went away, and then now I run Appsumo.com, which is awesome. We have about 200,000 Sumo Link subscribers to the email list. We're a team of about 10 based in Austin, Texas.
You have 200,000 email list subscribers.
Yeehaw! Yeah, we have about 214,000. I haven't checked in a few days.
That's a lot of subscribers.
2 minutes. What's that?
That's a lot of subscribers. Can I have some?
Actually, it's kind of like business cards. I think about where you can get anyone's business card, but you can't really just cold call or cold email someone that you don't have a relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I gave them to you, you wouldn't be able to handle it. No, but it's like these people have a relationship with us, and they trust us, and either when we try to do right or wrong, it just takes some time.
So Noah brings up a really good point, which I talked about a lot in the class. Essentially, that qualified traffic is extremely important. That the quality of the email subscriber is much more important than the quantity. You can always get email subscribers by just buying email lists or whatever, but that doesn't mean the person will ever convert on a product you sell or ever look at the stuff that you are offering because it's a fake email. So, how did you go about getting your email subscribers?
Yeah, that's a great question. The first 10,000, I can tell you the specific tactics. We did advertising on Reddit. That was the first. That was a few hundred. It's price prohibitive now. So we've tried multiple times. It just hasn't worked. The second thing we did was we put out a bundle. The second deal was the productivity bundle, and we went to one news outlet, Lifehacker, and we said, hey, we're going to give you the exclusive. No one else will get it, but you have to write about it. And that was just like hundreds of emails from them. Lifehacker was amazing. So I think you're right on. It's not about the big sites. It's about like super niche, like hardcore targeted sites. Mm-hmm. What else do we do for the beginning ones? We asked some of the people in the bundles. So we promoted people, and then we asked them to promote the deals themselves. One thing, there's two parts of the equation. There's what is it? You need the ocean and you need a net. And so we had an ocean of people who were available, maybe not an ocean, maybe like a pond. But what we did is we changed our email collection. Email used to be, and I think for most people, it's kind of like in the far right, or it's not down below, but it's somewhere around your site. And we originally was just like, give us your email whenever. We ran the numbers, and we actually found that getting someone's email was more valuable than just getting them to look at the site. So you can't even see Appsumo now without giving us your email. And I feel like it's kind of an interesting experience because, like, think about I wouldn't say it's a glory hole, but it is kind of a glory hole to some extent where you don't know what's behind that door. I'm going to tell you it's awesome, and I put my name on it because I love Appsumo, and I wouldn't put anything out there that I'm not proud of. But coming back to the point is we started actively collecting emails, and I think as much as you go out and promote to get the emails, it is just making sure you have the right incentives or the right locations that people are going to click on them or submit for them. What are other tactics we did? A lot of it is one at a time. Like I literally emailed almost every person that joined for the first few hundred. And anybody that unsubscribed, I emailed for the first few ones. I've noticed when people are asking me how we grew it, a lot of people are looking for some like silver bullet or magic lining. And really what it is the first 1,000, you should know almost all of them. And it really is one at a time. You should expect 100 days, 1,000 people. And so if you look at it at the math, what is that, like 10 people a day?
Yeah.
It's like, can you get 10 people a day to join your email list? Your friend. My mom is now like, she bugs me all the time about Appsumo. She's like, that email wasn't very good. But I have my mom on the list, you know? So it literally, 100 days, 1,000 emails, 10 a day. I mean, if you can't find 10 people in a day to join your email list, you're not hitting a big enough market, or you're a failure. You should go back to corporate America.
So you mean that you are, like, when you're getting your first 1,000, like, you were advertising a lot through these bundles, through Reddit and through Lifehacker, and you're saying that you actually physically emailed each and every one of these people?
Yeah, anybody who joined, I would email and say, welcome to Appsumo, what are you looking for? Welcome here, how did you hear about it? And we didn't really aggressively start advertising until about 9 months into the business. I wouldn't recommend that to anyone unless you, like, we're pretty advanced on the analytics side, so we can calculate everything. But unless you understand your economics well, I would not advertise aggressively to grow your business.
Okay.
Let me actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up our actual email numbers, because I think people expect it to be a overnight. And you know what's annoying now? Everyone talks about this. It's not an overnight success. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an overnight success.
Okay. I want to see it.
I'm going to think of other tactics, but yeah, if you have something that people want, like a good deal, that it does have word of mouth. That's just the way that it is. Yeah. People spread something like that. One thing that we've moved to more recently, and it's been very effective for us, and your brother's done it well, is giving out free things. So going to other people and saying, hey, let me promote you, and I'll get you new customers, and then you use their product and promote them, but in turn you also get people signing up for your stuff.
Okay. So what sort of stuff have you been giving away for free?
I mean, we created our own action videos. So we would spend like $1,000 to $2,000 and just give those away. And it's a really good way to build a relationship with someone. It's kind of like if you meet someone on the street, like how often do you give them $1? Never. I mean, oh, maybe you do. I don't know. I don't. But if it's like, if you called me, you're like, no, I need $100 PayPal right now. It's emergency. I would do it. Like I'd probably ask you a few questions, but I would do it.
And this, so by the way, is my new income generation mechanism, is by asking Noah to send me money. That's my future business plan.
Exactly. Well, like, let me give you the numbers exactly. In April 1st, 2010, we got 415 subscribers. May of 2010, we got 85. And now we get around 30 to 50,000 a month.
You get 30 to 50,000 subscribers a month. So yeah. What month was the huge change?
The first big change for us was Eric Ries's bundle, I would say. We did a Lean Startup bundle in October, and then the South by Southwest one. When it really started accelerating is when we did the math, and we figured out we could spend X dollars and we could use that to scale the growth. Okay. I mean, I think in terms of marketing and growth, really there's no golden bullet. It's really like you got to fucking do the work, try a lot of things, and see what's effective. What we did is we tried a lot of things: guest posts, multi-bundles, single deals, free deals, pay whatever you want deals, Facebook shares, all this stuff. And what it is ultimately is like we found what works for us. It's advertising and sponsoring sites. I'm not going to say that works for everyone. Guest posts have worked, but they're harder to scale. Like we've done a guest post like on startups, which got us a lot of emails, and it was great, but it's kind of a one-off. So I just encourage anyone to try whatever it is. I think forums are totally underutilized. I think comments on blogs, or looking at people commenting on sites that you like go to the blogs that have your customers. Like if you're trying to do a thing like your business, which is like a Tim Ferriss audience, go and try to make friends with Tim Ferriss's commenters. Do the same on his Facebook page. It's one at a time, 10 a day, 100 days.
100 days, so you get your first 1,000.
I mean, you could do it in 30 days if you're hungry, but most people are kind of lazy.
But so when you say that you get some email subscribers, obviously your email subscriber list is going to increase when you require people to enter their email to access your site. So what's the conversion rate like? What sort of percentage of people who sign up to your list ever actually purchase a product?
I haven't looked at that. In terms of like signups for percentages, like I don't think this really helps anyone. I can give it like, if we're doing a free thing, it's between 30 and 40%. If it's just an email submit, it's about 9.7%, give or take. 8.91%.
When you
Well,
say wait, when you say email submit, you mean you're trying to get? Well, what do you mean by email submit?
percent of traffic that signs up for the
Ah, okay,
newsletter.
got it.
The point being is that we've yeah, in the beginning I was looking at how many customers were buying, um, but we haven't had that as much of an issue, so I don't look at that. I think the problem with analytics is that people, I mean, I think you just need to basically like 2 or 3 numbers that matter to your business. Like for us, it's only one, and that's email. And so I don't really care about anything else that if it doesn't tie to the email number.
So email to you is more important than revenue.
Yeah, I mean, for us, the revenue coincides pretty well. It stays pretty consistent with the email growth. So it's like if I can grow email 10x, then it's pretty likely revenue will grow about 8 to 10x. What we're facing today is like we've tried a lot of hooks and features for Facebook sharing and all this kind of gimmicks I would call them, and they haven't really worked very well. And so right now, what we're focusing on is like how do we make the site more valuable so that people want to spend more, and so we could afford to spend more to get people to sign up for our newsletter.
Okay. And so what sort of content do you offer in your newsletter? So when you send out your newsletter in general, is it a follow-up series or is it like a broadcast series where is it automatically auto-responded or is it like a new email that you write every week?
For like the daily email, the daily deal emails?
Well, I suppose the daily deal email you have to write every day. Do you have any follow-up email series that like every new user receives?
Yeah, we have a drip system that we've tested a fair amount. Like originally it just said welcome, and then it said welcome and we gave a free thing out, and then we tried like putting paid things in there. Ultimately, we found that we gave away a few free things, but it doesn't make a huge difference for us. I think for some businesses, like I saw a great, really neat business where the guy created Pittsburgh Steelers fans Facebook page, and he advertised to it, and we're getting, obviously if you advertise to people that like the Steelers, he was getting like 3 cents a like, very cheap. And then he was posting to Facebook, oh, you should sign up for my newsletter. He would put them on a newsletter, and then that would have a drip system to like Amazon affiliate links and other sports affiliate links.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. So yeah, that's sort of the system that the students in the class are learning essentially about buying ads to build an email list that can eventually lead to a drip system. And for you, you're saying that it does lead to it in the same way, but you don't use a follow-up series. You tend to use strictly a daily email after the first few welcome emails. So
yeah, I mean that our business is a little more active versus a passive business where it's like you do the hard work, you get the emails. I think ultimately everyone's trying to create that system, right, where email growth automatically happens and then the revenue automatically happens.
Exactly.
We're trying to move towards that, become more of a marketplace for professionals. So it's not every day we're required to put out this daily email. It's more around each day. There's, let's say you're looking for help or, a tool for X to send emails, or you're looking for information about how to do Facebook marketing. You go to Appsumo and find, reviews and products around that versus just waiting for the daily email.
So I think that one of the cool things that your site uses, I've seen 2 things that are really effective. And the first one was obviously the time period. You have 24 hours to purchase a product. So that's really good to convince people to buy. And then also the affiliate system. I was wondering about your affiliate system since you offer $10 or so. I think it's $10 for anybody who purchases a product based on a referral. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's been shit.
It's been shit.
It's been total crap. So I think it's generated about 3% of our revenue or 3% of our business. So for some people like Amazon, it's massive. And I really want it to work. I think one of our challenges is that we have professionals. We're not dealing with like high school girls who put stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, great, it would make the business a lot easier, but we'd also have annoying customers. I love our customers. They're mature and they're trying to grow their businesses or do their thing, and we can help them. And so, but they generally, it's like you're not going to go tell me for $10. You're going to tell me because you think it's good for my business or because we're friends. That economic incentive doesn't work for someone who's running their own business as much as other things. The best way we've gotten people to talk about us is really just better deals,
okay,
or free deals. So one thing for people's email lists is that I almost think it's a requirement to incentivize. Or another thing that I think Eben Pagan said, which is really good, is educate. So you educate someone, you give them things, you give them oxygen, and they're much more likely to reciprocate or have a better feeling towards you.
Yeah.
And the second question you talked about was a timer. Basically our hypothesis is, do people buy these types of professional products on a time-sensitive basis, if it's a special, and it seems to be working. The timer's been a funny thing. Like originally I did quantity, and then we did like 2-week deals. And ultimately what we found out is that only the last 24 hours mattered. So that's why a lot of the deals have been cut to like, 24 hours or 48 hours, because when we had a 2-week deals, it would be like first day, and then Noah's depressed, and then the last day. It's like a heart rate monitor. It's like beep, beep.
Yep.
So basically, instead of waiting for the boop and then the bottom part to flatten out, we just compressed it. So it's like beep, beep, like that.
Got it.
I think that's one thing for that, I think we've done really well, and I'd encourage any of your people in your class, look at the parts of your business that are working and figure out how you can magnify that. So for our timer, for 2 weeks, it only worked on the first and last day, so let's cut it out. So now it's only 1 or 2 day deals. The other thing we noticed is that the bundles, we'd spend 3-4 months getting a bundle ready, and it's just it's herding cats, and it's a fucking massive collaboration or coordination project. And so it's like, how do we simplify this? All right, well, why don't we just grab one piece of each bundle and put that out each day? And so we simplified that part of the business and actually significantly grew the business moving towards that. So just look at your business, or look at your projects as you're starting them and seeing which pieces are working. And I guess it's like worry less necessarily about my metrics. Mm-hmm. Like it's good and interesting to know, but ultimately it's like have a short-term goal that you're trying to hit yourself and really work hard in. I think most people just kind of get stuck on something, or like this morning I had 5 mistakes, 5 huge fires on our business. And that's a normal Tuesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's 6 things. Yeah, a lot of things.
There's some red flags popping up around your screen right now.
It's not even noon yet, I'm still I'm not even going to put my shirt on.
So how many employees do you have at your business now?
I don't use the word employees, and I don't mean to be all neo-fascist hiring person. I use the word teammates. Employees sound like they just do work. And I do think there's a distinction between that, because we've had an issue with people. We have 9. To answer your question, I just give you more fluff. Dude,
you'd be a very good politician, Noah.
No, I fucking hate politicians. I did that in college. It sucks, and I take that as an insult, you fucker.
As you can see, Noah and I are very close friends.
Blood brothers.
Blood brothers.
No, so what's interesting about working with people is, and this is really fascinating, is when you start out your business, you basically work with whoever's around you. Mm-hmm. I have a whole co-founder dilemma where I've had bad co-founders, so I'm not really a big co-founder person. I see that as a lot of times as an excuse from people. They should use you to yell at them if they need someone to co-found anything. But in the beginning, I just brought on people and they would do work. And then now that we're about 1.5 years in and we're trying to grow the business, so the business has grown to here, but it's how do we take it to that next level and grow up further? And ultimately, it really is the people. And so in the beginning, we've had people where they just do work, but they aren't able to grow the business and add value. And so now we've actually let go of people and starting to bring on professionals. And it's just night and day, man. It's like, hey, I need you to take care of this. And I literally can say, hey, I need you to go score that touchdown. It's over there. And they'll figure out how to run the ball. They'll do some onside field goal kick thing, touchdown, touchback, whatever. And it just gets done. And so, I think it's a little further ahead than maybe some of the people in your class, but surrounding ourselves now with more professional people and people that are really adding value to the business is just night and day.
Huge, huge difference.
And so that's why I call them teammates instead of employees. Because employees, coming back to the original point, employees do work. Teammates run the business, right? Teammates, they own part of, everyone owns a little piece, but like they take ownership and they act as CEOs within their own business.
Mm-hmm. Just like Target teammates, right?
Target, you are a grunt bitch laborer. I actually like treat people.
You actually treat employees good. I have a question about your Facebook marketing strategy. So when you were developing copy for your ads, how did you decide on the copy? Like, I've seen a few of your deals have been running for a long, long time, and then I see a lot that are time limited. And I'm wondering, like, is it you who writes the copy, or whoever it is? How do they decide which one is effective or what's bad?
Yeah, we're pretty advanced. I'm not bragging. We've been doing this for 1.5 years. We took about, what month are we in now? August?
September?
I don't even know.
End of September.
Which one's after September? Is that October?
October.
How we write the copy it's trial and error. So when we have a strategy when we build out our campaigns. We build out a few text versions and we see which is the most effective for conversion. Mm-hmm. Some tips that I found interesting is like I saw some people using quotes. So you quote someone else and it actually stands out pretty well. So if you use an image and a title and actually have it be a quote of something like "this person is awesome" quote. I found that to work really well. Time sensitivity. So in some of our text, at the end of it, you'll see it's like X% off. So I think what you need to tie to, and I've been working with our new guys that are doing our ads, is tying the intention correctly.
The intention, what do you mean?
Well, Google, you're like, how to find, best typewriter, or today I was looking best bookkeeper Austin. Best bookkeeper Austin. So I'm looking for a bookkeeper in Austin. And so it makes sense to put an ad there, looking for a bookkeeper in Austin, click here.
Mm-hmm.
On Facebook, you have to understand that the person may like something, and so what does that represent to them, and how do you make it appealing to them? So if they like Tim Ferriss, your ad might be like Tim Ferriss, question mark.
Yeah.
You can't really use his face, or you can until he catches you, which I would not recommend. But maybe use your own face, or the chick thing. I've had issues with the chick stuff too, where people use we've used pictures of boobs and girls. High click-through rate, bad conversion.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you try a few text out, try a few images out. It's not always going to be the one that's the most outrageous. It might be the one that's the most boring. One word of advice that I can give people is we started out advertising in January. It is now September.
Okay.
The first month we started doing advertising, we spent $300 or $600. Around $600. And I was just like, I cannot believe I just spent $600 in ads. That is so much money. I'm poor. Today we spend about $5,000 a day on Facebook.
$5,000 a day. Whoa.
No, it's not even. No. So what the point that I want to get across to people is if you're doing ads anywhere, you need to understand the economics. And I have smart people. It's not me. I'm a very good executioner and like a tactician, and so I've been trying to work on strategy and work with better people. And the people that are helping me and complimenting me are giving me advice on the strategy side for this ad stuff. And so we brought out the math. We have lots of charts, and we look at it. It's like, all right, we spend X dollars for a customer. And then over X period of time, we make X amount back or Y amount back, and either it makes sense or it doesn't. There's also bad parts. I lost $25,000 on Google over 3 months, and we'll never make our money back.
Like you never converted?
No, we're never going to make that money back.
Okay. Have you gotten away completely then from Google Ads? You've been sticking just with Facebook ads?
Facebook ads have been the big winner for us. I also am always a huge proponent of niche blog sponsoring. So going to someone like Tim Ferriss, we sponsor his blog and so forth, and getting a part of smaller communities. I find that it's easier, it's more affordable, and it's way more targeted, so you'll get better customers out of that.
What do you mean by sponsoring a blog?
That's a great question. Look at you all, Donald Rivera, or whatever that reporter's name is. Sponsoring a blog is, it could be really anything from putting a badge on to doing a guest post to anything where you can get reach to their audience. Mm-hmm. So instead of, basically you have $50, you could do anything you want with it. You could put it in Facebook ads and you get clicks or Google ads. And so sometimes you can go to small blogs that don't have a lot of ads, or maybe you're new. Those are the best ones, the virgins. And be like, hey, I love your stuff. I think your audience is relevant. I'd love for you to put our ad on this, or I'd love for you to do a post for this, or maybe they'll do a guest post for you. And basically figure out whatever it is that's your objective. For the emails, I would try to figure out for them what's the best way to get you emails. Maybe it's their newsletter. Maybe it's a blog post. Maybe it's their RSS feed. It's experimenting. But I would definitely always recommend Technorati, great site to find small blogs and big blogs. But any of these, the Kathy Griffin of your blog world, right? The C and D level people, no one hits them up. They don't have massive traffic, but you're going to get it for basically free.
Yeah.
These guys aren't small now, but the Startup Foundry, they get on Hacker News a lot, and so we went to them and said, hey, we want to sponsor you guys, and you can see our ad is on there.
Mm-hmm. Startup Foundry.
TheStartupFoundry.com. It's a great site, super relevant. Not gigantic, but they have a good audience, and we went out to them and sponsored them right away.
And so you just go out to them, you email them, you say, hey, listen, I got this site, I got this technology, I think that we would make a good fit, and please let me know how we can work something out. Is that sort of the...
Yeah, I would go with something a lot stronger around a specific ask, mm-hmm. versus like, hey, what do you think you could do for me? Because a lot of them won't have an idea. I would go and say, hey, here's a badge, I'll pay you $50 a month. Or a lot of my emails are really, really, they're strong. They're very strong. It's like, can I give you money, Noah? And people will reply to that. The fuck yeah, they're gonna reply. Like, yeah, what are you selling, or what's the deal? And then you suggest them, like, yeah, I want to do X. I want to put up a badge on your site. Y. I want to be in your RSS feed, and I'll pay you this much. And most people, you start that dialogue, something happens with it. But you got to track it and know how things are going to perform. Like we sponsored, I'm not going to say it, I won't say the site, but we sponsored a pretty well-known blog for entrepreneurs that does interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, we spent $1,500 and we got 6 emails, and we measure our advertising success in emails.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent $250 per email.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's not a very good conversion unless you got a very good email address.
Unless these people are ridiculous, it's not. It's not. So what I'm saying is, it's not always going to work out. Start small, and I would build up. You got to definitely just build up.
Great. I think that's really good info. Do you have any other recommendations or opinions that you would offer to somebody who's trying to get started with Facebook marketing and trying to get started with building a niche business online?
Yeah, I mean, I would work on. This is a huge problem with the music business industry. I would almost say, is that they just do these random things because they can make money, and I don't find that fulfilling. Mm-hmm. And I don't find that I used to be just a lot more greedy around stuff like that, and so I would do it. I'd say that pick some products or services that you're really excited about. I think you can start a newsletter for free. You don't even need to send money. WordPress, MailChimp. You get 10,000 emails a month. And start writing one blog post a day or one thing a day about a topic that you really like. Right? And then 10 people a day is all you need to go to get your mail list. You get 1,000 people, then you can start putting stuff out. I would say a good model that a lot of people should check out, which I'm always impressed with, is photojojo.com. Mm-hmm. Amit has been working on it for like 6 years, but like literally twice a week for 2 years, all he did was put out great photo advice. Mm-hmm. Nothing fancy. He didn't go and like try to get big press and do all these like cockamamie gimmicks. He just put out good stuff twice a week. Yeah. And now it's like 300, 400,000 people, and I think they're probably making millions of dollars now that they opened a photo store.
Okay, I gotta check
this out. Small. Don't give up. I'd say and be persistent with what you're doing. You're gonna have barriers. You really just got to have short-term goals. Have someone like Manish be there for you and have him hold you accountable.
Definitely. Hey, well, thanks a lot, Noah. Everybody should check out Appsumo.com, Noah's site. Give him your email address. Tweet out his links. Maybe you'll get a $10 referral. Noah's a great guy, and his products are awesome. I bought a ton of his packages, and thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Noah.
Right on, brother.
Take care.